What's up, guys? Today we're talking camera news again. Lots of big stuff happening in the industry. We got new Sony sensors, we got new lenses, Canon screw-ups again, we got Nikon sales and promos. Tons of stuff going on this month. Let's get into it. So one of the newer announcements from Sony is of course the FE135 f1.8 G master lens, and this is kind of a cool lens for me. I think it's kind of neat. Obviously portrait photographers are going to love this. Great compression, and it's actually been rated as one of the sharpest lenses in its class ever. And this is kind of neat. They're comparing it to something like the 400 f2.8 in terms of clarity, and it's phenomenal. But you know, at 1,900 American dollars, it's kind of what you'd come to expect from Sony in a G Master lens. It does have hefty build quality, it's big, it's heavy, but it's gonna give you phenomenal results. And this bad boy is gonna be released next month on April 30th. Next, Sigma's updated their firmware for a bunch of their EF mount lenses, a EF to E converter, and one F mount lens. This is greatly welcome for a lot of people, I'm sure. And they've also done a firmware update for their MC11 adapter, and I went ahead and did that right away, and if there's any significant changes I will let you know for sure. Thanks, Sigma. And next, Samyang's jumped into the ring with a new 85mm f1.4 for Sony mirrorless full frame cameras, which is nice to see more and more competition in the ring there, so kind of neat. Nikon now bundling its own adapter in with its Z6 and Z7 cameras, sold in the US. And this to me sounds like a bit of a desperation move. I think they should have done this originally. Who needs just another expense when you're spending this much money on a camera? And here's kind of a sad story. Canon releases its 400 and 600mm primes, and there's issues with them. And this is kind of mind-blowing to me. These are EF lenses. There's really no need to rush these things out like you did maybe the EOS R. Get this thing right, and people that are spending $11,000 on a lens, that thing better perform like a Ferrari. So probably a real letdown for a lot of hardcore, you know, professionals. Now SLR Magic announces 6 micro prime lenses for all you guys shooting Fuji out there. And these seem pretty cool, a whole lineup. If somebody did that for Sony, I'd be thrilled. And they're all fast, they're all reasonably priced. If you're a Fuji shooter, I'd definitely check these guys out. Well, they said it couldn't be done, and they did it. It's the new Zenit or Zenit announcing their 50mm f0.95 E-mount lens for Sony full frames, also available for the Canon and Nikon mounts, which is pretty awesome. It is a fully manual focus lens, but great to see. Very heavy, reasonably priced, pretty cool. And Sigma finally announcing they're going to release an FE lens for Sony by the end of the year, and this will be a full mirrorless lens not adapted from a DSLR, and I think it's about time. Canon rumored to be releasing its 70+ megapixel camera by the end of the year. That should be interesting. So I kind of saved a little bit of the best for last year for me personally, being a Sony shooter, but finally we're getting some of these promised firmware updates for the A7 III, the A9, that's going to include the autofocus stuff, and this stuff's going to be phenomenal. This is next gen stuff. This is AI. We're talking full-time eye autofocus, advanced mobile support, stepping up image quality, and the amount of effort they're putting into this stuff. This is phenomenal, and I love this because this is not something they have to do, and it just makes me time and time again just reaffirm my choice when I went to Sony, because that was a hard thing to do, is just pack up and go like that. So I'm so thrilled, and I'm not going to get into great depths. I'll leave a link, of course, in the description to all this stuff for you guys, so you can check it out in detail. And I'm not an autofocus scientist. I don't know all the crazy specifics of this stuff. I know it works, and it works well. It's just stuff to be excited about. So let me know if I'm the only one here. And one of the biggest and most exciting things I've seen for a while is Sony's new announcement of their new sensor that they've just come out with. It's a stacked CMOS global shutter image sensor, which sounds crazy. It's a proprietary global shutter function with back illuminated pixel structure delivering both high quality image performance and miniaturization. It looks like it's at this point going to be for industrial applications, but of course that means that this technology is really not far behind. And simply what it looks like in English is that this sensor is going to be amazing in basically every way, from an increase in dynamic range to 70% more pixels, and even an increase in data transfer speeds of up to 2.4 times. Is this what's going to be in the A9R? And remember, this should be exciting for all camera users. Sony makes a lot of different manufacturers' sensors, so this is technology that we're going to see probably right across the board. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more next month, hit that like and subscribe button, and drop your questions and comments down below, of course. I'll throw some detailed links in the description so you can check out these articles in a lot more detail. And of course, as usual, get out there, make mistakes, be yourself, and go take some more pictures. See you next time.